Hello, I'm Shean Williams, partner at the Cochran Firm Atlanta. If you're watching this video, you probably want to know, what do you do when you're injured on a property due to inadequate security at a property or a premise? The first thing you need to do if you're injured is you need to get medical attention immediately. The number one priority is your own safety and making sure that you can recover from your injuries. The second thing you need to do is you need to make sure that law enforcement was appropriately contacted and have done a thorough investigation of the incident. You also need to make sure that the apartment complex, the premise owner, or the property owner is adequately informed and put on notice that you were in fact injured due to a criminal act that occurred on their property. And then finally, you need to find an experienced, trained lawyer that handles premise liability or inadequate security cases. And the reason that's important is because these cases can be difficult if you don't know what you're doing. And the reality of it is the law requires property owners, apartment complexes, shopping centers to have a duty to protect their tenants, their customers, and their residents. That duty requires them, if they're on notice of any hazard condition, or specifically on notice that there are prior crimes occurring on their property, they have a responsibility, the law says, to make sure they have adequate security and security measures on the property to ensure that you are protected from criminal conduct. Get you a lawyer that understands the law and is prepared to hold these property owners responsible under the law. Get a lawyer who understands immediately you need to do an investigation of the incident and do an inspection of the property by retaining a security expert who can adequately do an analysis to see if in fact the property owner in your case had adequate security pursuant to what is required by industry standards and the law. There are unfortunately incidents or times where people are injured on someone's property due to the criminal acts of a third party. At the Cochran Firm, we have handled those type of cases. Specifically, we had a sad case where a 13-year-old young man was shot and killed in his apartment bedroom when shots was fired in the parking lot below his apartment. We, on behalf of the family and the parents, brought a lawsuit against that apartment complex on the basis that they had negligent and inadequate security measures in place. It was our contention that if they had had adequate security and security officers on that premises, they could have prevented that incident from happening that day. If you have any questions because you or a loved one has been injured or harmed due to the criminal acts of a third party that occurs on the premises, please give us a call at the Cochran Firm.